Beautiful headwear, yeah.
Right?
I just got rid of mine.
Oh, perfect. You can keep it straight in it. Keep it classy like me, and I'm recording.
Yeah.
So, that's fine. All right, I'm going to mute everyone just so that there's no back feed on the, recording. Let me just make sure that worked. Okay, cool. But you always unmute yourself, interrupt me, and Meg, it's not a big deal. So awesome. I'm psyched to have you guys on here. If I know Megan's been going live a lot in some of her team pages as I've been posting a lot about it too, but we are like psyched on Sara Dann right now. I am like I'm just telling everyone to purchase her thing because I think she's so valuable. I don't even know what to say. She's like, makes sense to me. I vibe with her. I've listened to Josh Coates and Jesse Regan, or how do we say that, and some of the other people that do basically what she does. She is a network business coach, basically a network marketer, business coach. And those guys just like don't jive with me. I think they think they're too cool for school, and I don't think so. So, but she's really like gets me. She's like swears and is down to earth. And if you guys have kids in the room, I tend to swear. So sorry. I swore right in front of Poppy for the first time the other day. I was playing a game on my dad's phone and I lost, and I just yelled shit. And I was like, oh my God. That was the first time, and she's almost 5. So, but before we get started on tonight's call, I wanted to talk about something that I actually heard on the radio today. And I thought it was like so applicable to us. Now, I am not a sports person, so and I suck at analogies too. So pardon those both, because this is a sports analogy. So you guys know how there was a fight the other night, Saturday night? Mayfeather, somebody and somebody, Mayweather, Mayflower, those people. So 2 guys were fighting. I know nothing about the fight, but nor do I know who won. But this morning they were talking about it on the radio. And the guy said that one of them, it would probably help if I like actually did some research to know who won, but one of them was going to try to bet $400,000 on himself that he would win within the first 9.5 rounds. He, legally it's weird to like bet on yourself and bet in general. So he didn't end up being able to do it. Then he was like, fine, I'm going to bet on myself that I will win by 1 knockout. Okay, those mean nothing to me, but the point is that he was betting on himself to win. $400,000. Obviously, he has a butt ton of money, and that's probably like $20 to us, but still. Then the radio hosts were talking about it. What would you do that you would bet on yourself for? And the woman radio host was like, the only thing I can bet on myself on is that I will fail. And I was like, you poor thing, you need some PD. And the guy was like, oh, I bet on anything. Like, I totally believe in myself and I love betting. And so it made me think, like, I just spent $400 on Sara Dann's training yesterday. For me, I'm a single mom. You guys know my story. That was a lot of money. It was scary. I don't like frivolously spending money. I'm an emerald personality. But I thought to myself, this is me betting $400 on myself, that I'm going to complete the program, that I'm going to get something out of it, and then I'm going to put it to use. Spending $400 on that is the same as spending $160 on one of our challenge packs. I have the exact same potential of getting a good result as someone does buying from us, barring I do the work. So it just really got me thinking that, like, I want you guys to bet on yourself and know that you can have success and do awesome things with this business if you believe in yourself. And like, I'm going to call that poor radio host and be like, girlfriend, you can do what? You can do so much. Find something you're passionate about, good at, and just roll with it. And, if you don't succeed, then you just learn. Someone the other day also said, like, there's no such thing as failure, only a learning moment. I think it might've been the same fight, people. Yeah. Man, I'm really into that. Someone invited me to it too. I didn't go, but anyways, okay. So that's all I have to say about the fight, but I want you guys to think about that this week. Bet on yourself. I'm not saying about doing the Sara Dann training. I'm just saying, whatever it is, are you believing in yourself enough that you paid the $40 or $160 or whatever you bought to sign up as a coach? Is that all you're going to bet on yourself, or are you going to bet more that you can be successful and reach your goals? So Sara Dann basically has a premise of not cold messaging people or messaging at all. She doesn't use private messenger at all. She even says, I will not respond to you if it comes through there. Send me a message, send me an email, which is like the opposite of what we're taught. She does not believe in friend requesting a million people that you don't know. She does not believe in using scripts or begging, borrowing, and stealing to get a challenge pack sale. She doesn't believe in forcing people into something that they may not want. Her main philosophy is to create a group. And it's kind of cool because she's never been a Beachbody coach. So I was talking to my dad about this before I bought the program, because I needed to like convince myself that it was a good thing to do. And I talked it over with my family as if my dad has anything to do with me buying something. But I talked to him, told him about it, talked to him about his business. And he's like, oh, well, was she a Beachbody coach? And I was like, well, actually, no. And he's like, well, what does she know about the business? So I had to like kind of break it down, and it made perfect sense. If you see the way she has created her brand, and last I saw, I went through a bunch of posts. In May, she was making 50 grand a month. Now, if she sells 100 of these programs, and I'm sure she has, because in just my uplines team, we have probably 20 people that have signed up, she'll make like 50 grand just on this one program she's selling. It's insane in like a week. So what she does and models in her own business for us Beachbody coaches, she has a group, a free community. She takes the word group out because she thinks it's overused in social media, MLM, things like that. Everyone has a group. Join my free crockpot group. Join my free lipstick group. So she uses the word community, which I like a lot better, because that is what we're doing, right? We are building a community of friendship, of strength. We want people, like, if you hear the word group, you're like, what is it? Like, I don't even know what type of groups outside of Facebook. I can't think now, but like a community is a place where you feel safe, where you can go to for help, where your friends and family are. That's what we want to create. So she has a community. She wants you to open 2 groups, it forever. Well, she doesn't talk about the coaching really, so that's a different story. But like for your people that are customers before they turn into coaches, a free group where anyone can go until they make a purchase. And then they move up to a VIP group once they've purchased a challenge pack or Shakeology or something, whatever you want from them. With this free group, she believes in, I've seen it in her. When I joined her group, I was on vacation, so it was like 2 weeks ago maybe. There were 7,000 people in the group. Today there are over 8,500 in less than 2 or 3 weeks. I mean, it's just blowing up because obviously someone told me about it. I liked it. I told Meg, you guys, so it just trickles down because she has awesome content that she delivers upon every day. And she said, why were you guys taught to open up a new challenge group every month? And I'm like, I don't know. We just do what we're told, right? I mean, we're all new at this and learning and doing what our upline said. And, so we just create the free group every month. Her point is, and this totally happened with me last month. So I ran a challenge group with my sister, Samantha, and we, maybe 55 people in it. And so last week we opened up a new group for the fall for the next month. And so I added my people. We put a post, if you want to be in the next group, join it. And, 3 people out of the 52 commented. And I added people into it that I thought might be the ones that were still in Shakeology. But what happened to those 30 other people that didn't comment, aren't engaged? They're just left in like the abyss of, oh, you didn't purchase a challenge pack for me within the first 30 days, and they're gone. They're dead to us. That's not fair to them or to us. So her thought process is, if you add everyone to this free community, you can help them for free, not by coaching them one-on-one. She does not want you to waste your time. They do not get your time and energy until they've made a purchase from you. So you can provide free content. You can provide live videos. You can go live in there. You can post all sorts of things, which we'll talk about, but you're not going to coach them one-on-one until they purchase from you, because that's how we earn our money, is from a sale. And then if they fall off Shakeology or they decide to postpone it, you say, no problem. You let them know ahead of time. The VIP group will, you'll be removed from the VIP group when you cancel your Shakeology, but I'm more than happy to add you back in to get that one-on-one attention when you decide to join. And I'm just using Shakeology as an example, whatever their needs are, if it's performance, daily sunshine, all access, anything, you know what I mean? So let me take a step back. So to get that free community, I would add anybody to it that you have had conversations with. So if it was me and I'm starting my free community, I would name it, her free community is called Unstoppable Women Entrepreneurs. It doesn't say become a successful Beachbody coach or Sarah's VIP group to growing your business. It's something that you want to be. Like, I would like to be an unstoppable woman entrepreneur. That is like a goal in life, right? I presume lots of us here. She only works with women. You guys can do, what you want with your people. She also talks about target marketing. So we've talked about this a lot. So you open this free group. Okay, sorry, I got a little off track there. So you open this free group. You add your people to it. If they have talked to you, if they've liked your post, you can send them a message. Hey, thanks so much for, commenting on my post I did about my dinner last night. I just added you to my free group. Oh my gosh, I can't even think of like what a script you say. Like, I just added you my free group where we're learning and growing and talking, swapping recipes and stuff like that. No pressure, but I'd love to have you in it. Or you can ask them and then add them, whatever you'd like. Then every month or so, she does a 5-day free challenge within her free community. So her last one she just did was how to run a free challenge. So we're kind of seeing it like broken down really, really, really easily. So what we could do in ours is not things she suggests not to do: crockpot recipes, not to do drink water challenges, not to do I can't think of other examples right now, but challenges that we all do. We're doing a 30-day challenge or 21.
Anything. Abs, buns, all that
Exactly.
kind of
Yeah. Like that's what I told you to do last time. Your guns, buns, and abs challenge or push-up challenge or plank challenge. Where does that get you? Does that actually take you from point A to point B with your people? So for us, if I had started 3 years ago in a free water challenge or free crockpot recipe, I love crockpots. Someone started me in a free crockpot recipe challenge. Okay. I'm a single mom. I'm overweight. I have no time and money. I don't like to work out. I would rather eat a donut or something sweet. That's me talking personally of where I was 3 years ago. And then they're trying to get me to eat healthy, stick to a meal plan, work out 6 days a week, and put myself first. Does throwing a 5 free day crockpot recipe get me to that? Like, where is the connection, and how do we make that sale from free crockpot recipe to buy a $160 challenge pack? I'm not saying that running those free groups is wrong, which she actually does. She says that it's wrong. I think it's great to get new people into your market. If you're using those free groups properly and not just having the same 10 challengers that you've had in them every time, but if you're using it to expand your market, I think that's okay. Do it within your community. But you got to figure out a way to get them to buy a challenge pack. And it is not going to be unless you guys can prove me wrong and tell me below that you've had, a lot of success from people being in one of those free groups to purchasing a challenge pack or a Shakeology or a program. And of course, there are one-offs. I ran a good group that had like 300 people in it. And, over the past 3 years, I've probably sold to 3 of those people. But it's also because I've become friends with them, talked to them often, and really just, I met them through that. So within your free community, you can run free challenges. That can help you help your people. So the first tip is what we've always talked about: knowing yourself and your avatar, which is where you were before you started to where you are now. Okay. Not everyone may have that transition as far, but or where you want to go, and you can take those people with you. You don't have to be like I'm never in my past 3 years of coaching been at my ideal weight or size. I don't know what that is, even if that'll happen. So like, it doesn't have to be like, oh, I'm perfect now. I'm on island B where I have everything that I need to do to help these people. No, we walk with them. We do this with them. So don't feel like you have to have everything in line in order to do that. After she runs the free 5-day challenge, she basically says, okay, that was a glimpse into what we do. So your 5 free day challenge could be, you could use the 14-day on demand. That would be a great one. How to use, how to what portions are, what portion is, what meal planning is, but break it down more. Do you remember, Meg, any examples she gave? I know she did one video, and I can't remember when she gave actual examples of what a good challenge would be.
Yeah, well, she kind of broke it down by like day and what she would talk about. And I don't really know. She didn't really like say what she was calling it or anything, but she was like, on day 1, I would talk about goal setting. Day 2, I'd talk about mindset. Day 3, I'd talk about like how I've tweaked my nutrition. Day 4, how I like not person who likes to work out, but what I've been doing and how it's gotten better. And then she's like, day 5, community and support. So I just thought that was like a good outline to kind of take, kind of like a mini sneak peek into your challenge group, but like can't really call it that. You gotta come up with something else. Or what did she say? She said not really cutesy names.
Yeah, and she said, like, don't get stuck on the name either, because that's me. I totally get stuck on the name. And she even said, like, the name of hers was How to Create a Better Challenge. And she's like, that's so stupid. But she's like, I just wanted to get it to you guys. So, whatever. And that's all it's about. So does anyone have any questions of where we're at now? I know that's a lot of information and kind of confusing because I'm interpreting it for what she did. And she gave us over 6 hours of material last week of live videos of going over this. And I'm sure we've shared the group, but if you want, you can watch more of that. But how do you advertise it on your Facebook page? Okay, the free group. Okay, so just like you do a challenge group post right now. So you could say something like, I would talk about it all the time. So anytime someone comments on your post about what you ate for dinner, so I would say, oh my God, I know, I think so. Like you could say, oh, sorry, I'm scattered. I'm talking too fast. You could say, hey, I have this great buffalo chicken recipe I just made for dinner. Who wants the recipe? And then, people will say me. And then you can either say, here, everyone join this Facebook group below, or awesome, I just added you to the group where I posted the recipe. Something simple like that. Even if it's a workout thing or something. Stacy, oh, I love that you raised your hand. Look at, you're such an emerald.
Thank you. So I started my first free challenge community the same time I started following Sara Dann program and the free group that she did. I don't know if I just didn't set it up correctly, but I was getting so much momentum from some friends sharing it with their friends and then adding them as friends, and it was like great and it was wonderful. But then I had this one lady who was like adding everybody that she knew, which I was super psyched to get a bunch of participants. But then I felt like I wasn't even the one running the group because I wasn't being the one personally adding people and welcoming them and explaining like what I was doing. So I just didn't know if you guys had suggestions for that, or like, is there a way to make yourself the only administrator so that you are the one adding people?
There is that function. You can make it so that other people can add them and you have to approve them. You can also, send those people a message and or a friend request and say, hey, I saw that Sally added you to the group. I'm the one that's running the group. If you have any questions along the way, shoot me a message. I can't wait to get to know you. Okay. That's totally fine. And I love that other people are adding it. That's exactly what she does. I add some people, everyone adds a few more people, and all of a sudden you're at 8,000 people. And with that, she also says, we as Beachbody coaches, and sometimes she like not bashes on us, but like feels bad for us almost. She's like, you guys give so much of yourself for free. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like, no, I'm not saying don't help people and or don't waste your time. I'm saying make sure we are all getting paid for the work that we do. And the only way we get paid is through a challenge group. I mean, a sale, basically. But you could do a post in the group right after a bunch of ads so that you are welcoming them, acknowledging that, that they're in there saying hi. Yeah, totally. You can tag them in it. And I did this training or watched a video or something of Jatana Jackson's a wicked long time ago about free groups. And she used to require everyone send her a friend request, which with us being in such a small portion of where like Sara is, I don't think it's the worst idea. Hey, send me a friend request so you can see all my posts on Facebook, or so I can get to know you better, so you can see my messengers or something like that. I don't know. Sarah doesn't like private messaging, and frankly, no, I don't think any of us do. I think it's tough and sucks. And this way, if you're giving them so much free information, they're going to come to you and say, okay, yes, then after you've sold them for those 5 days of free information for the 5 free day challenge on mindset and all those little tips, they're going to be like, oh yeah, that was so valuable. I see the value in your $160 and I want to buy it. She teaches you how to set up a landing page and a website and buy through that and create a funnel and all that, which I'll be learning in the 4-week group. But I don't think that's necessary right now for you guys, unless you want to invest in it. But we have to make it so that people do nothing else but want to buy from us, and you have to be passionate about it. So if your free group, like, and I'm not bashing like anyone's, I've done every group under the sun. I've done clean eating groups, and like, I wouldn't say I'm passionate about it. I do it because, I don't know, 21 Day Fix told me what I was supposed to eat every day. I haven't left the shift shop meal plan because it literally told me what to eat every day. I'm literally the same thing because that's just how my brain works. So I'm not super psyched on clean eating as what being as much for me to teach it to other people. But say, if you're really psyched and passionate about, like, I know Sam's good at getting in the mindset and like, she, about feeling better about yourself. If that's something that you think you can help people with, share that passion in the free group so that they can see what value you can add to them from there. Because if you're not adding value, you're not doing anything. And I think I did this math right, but Sam, you can double check me. So she has 8,500 people in her group, right? I'm just guessing 100 people will sign up for this challenge right now. That's $400. I don't know for sure. It could be more, it could be less. That's what, 3% of, is that right? 3% or something of the people in the group. Okay. So that means if you, 1%. So if you had 100 people in the group, that's only one person signing up. So don't look at, I'm sorry if my numbers are a little off right now, but don't look at her group or any person who's super successful and be like, oh my God, they have 100 people that just signed up. Or even like Raina or one of the big top coaches, like, don't look at them and say, man, they have so many people. Or Bonnie. Yeah, because she's talking to hundreds of people a day. It's different than us. Break it down. That'd be sick to have one person sign up for you not doing any extra work than running a group, right? And no one's going to turn down 2 Success Club points or a challenge pack sale or anything like that. So just, for me, that was hard because I'm so like competitive, and I look at that, I'm like, 8,500, how am I going to get there? And you know what I mean? And I have 23 people in my free group yet. So for your free community, I want you guys to be making it on something you like. So for me personally, I just wanted to share with you guys what I'm doing for my free community. I got into this business with the $40 sign-on fee, strictly wanting to make money. If I'm being honest with you, I knew I needed to lose weight and get healthy and do all that stuff, but it was not a priority or a goal. And frankly, it's not, it still isn't. I do it because it's my job and I know it's the right thing to do. But, when there were 6 donuts in front of me this weekend, I ate some donuts, So it's not my passion. I like that we have an easy solution so I can help people with it. And I like that it's easy for me to do and get good results and be skinny and feel good about myself and all that stuff. I'm just being brutally honest right now. So for me, running a free clean eating group or a free getting in the mental mindset of getting your baby body back, like, that is not my personality whatsoever. So it feels fake to me, and I would resent the business or myself or the people in my community. So that's not what I'm doing. My free community is something that I'm very good at. It's helping people save money, get on a budget, stop spending, get out of debt. It's like a money makeover group. The way that I'm tying it into coaching is I'm going straight for the coaching opportunity. And I only talking about this so I can, be transparent with you guys of where I'm taking this training particularly. I signed up that way. It's how I've taught a lot of my coaches, that I've signed on a lot of my coaches that way. And it just works for me. I know I'm like 1 in a million with that. And my sponsor put me on her husband's leg outside leg because she didn't think I would be anything, because I signed up for the $40 like one night at midnight on the night before the challenge ended. And I relate to people that are in it for this. And I have learned how to sell the product that we have and learned how to enjoy it and use it every day and stuff. And I don't want that to get misconstrued that I like don't use it. But so that's where I'm taking my free challenge. And right now, what I've done so far is I've created the group, which I had actually already had. And I don't even know. I just had created this free group, and I have a few people in it. Anytime anyone tells me a money objection, I add them to this group. And so it's actually kind of active. It's always been my favorite group. So that's another way I can get people, is when they talk about the money objection, I'll teach them how to save money, and then they can, save up and reach their goals of losing weight with a challenge pack. And I noticed, like, when I was having so much fun posting in that group versus my like regular 21-day challenge group, I was like, this is what I need to focus on, because they'll have more fun if I'm having more fun. So it's still relating to the business. It'll still have my sales page in the same way that Sara suggests, but it's focusing on saving money and, living better when it comes to finances, because that's how my brain works. So I want you guys to figure out, like dive deep inside and figure out what like turns you on every day and in this business, and relate it to this business. And if for some reason it's not this business, then you have to figure that out on your own. But like, is it the fitness part of it? Is it the Shakeology? Honestly, of all the things we sell, Shakeology is my favorite, like, because it's the easiest and for me, and it's effortless. What is it about you that turns you on that you can share with other people that will turn into a sale eventually? It's not a quick fix, this situation. This way she teaches it is actually takes even longer than what we've been doing. Yeah, you can private message someone and maybe they had seen an infomercial and then they're all set to buy, and you happen to message them at the right time and then they buy. Nothing you probably said or did could have changed it much. But by growing this community slowly and surely, you will add to it the value that they will want to buy from you, and they'll see your success. There's a comment here. Does anyone have anything? Meg, you want to say anything? Hold on, I'm muted.
Sorry, I'm thinking.
Or if anyone has any questions.
What did she say? She also was talking about how, what was that one thing I might have left my notes downstairs, but she was saying she just had like a lot of great like random takeaways too. And one of them that like really stuck with me was that, well, maybe like two, if I can hold on to them in my brain long enough. One of them was, this is a business. Like, obviously you're here, this is a business. And just like a pizza man is in business for you to walk in his store and sell you his pizza, we're here to sell our programs to people. So we need to get the fuck out of feeling bad about that, she said.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that like I know I've always struggled with. Some days I'm really good at putting my badass hat on, and other days I'm like, but we cannot put, I've actually heard Michelle Myers say this too. So to hear like, it come from that kind of like aspect, which is not really what our team is, or that kind of view. She has said it too, where she's like, it's not for us to feel bad for someone else that we're asking them to buy this, or like worry, can they afford it? Like, that's not to be put on us. So that was one thing. And another thing, that she said was, sorry, I don't know.
Right. And she's doing another 5-day group called Un-F Your Money Mindset, which is to get over this, like, fear. 9 times out of 10, when we have the fear in our head that's like, they're not going to want to buy a challenge pack. I saw that they just mentioned yesterday how they were strapped for cash paying for a new pair of shoes. Sometimes people say things and act a certain way and don't always mean it. It's because that thing that they were complaining about wasn't their priority. Maybe their health is, or maybe finding an easy snack to get out in the morning is. We don't have the right to judge that. Like, I all the time say like, I don't have money and I don't It's because whatever I said is not a priority to what I want to buy. When I wanted to buy a paddleboard, I went and bought a paddleboard. When I wanted to go on vacation, I went on vacation. But when I said to this girl today at work that I did not want to go out to lunch with her, she's like, well, I'll split a dish with you. And I was like, no, it's not my priority to spend $10 on a salad. You know, that's what we're saying to people. So we need to get over it that we think it's not their priority. Let them decide that. And we've been kind of like told and brainwashed that we're just about helping people. And we totally are, because what we sell helps people. But we cannot help them if we're not selling. So, you know, don't give so much of yourself for free. You know, what is it? They won't buy the cow if you give the milk for free, right? Like, thank you. I got it right on the first try. Don't give yourself away. Don't waste your energy.
Yeah, she also made it a good point to say, like, we have so many other things we can offer too.
Mm-hmm.
So don't feel like if someone says no to $160, you can't sell them something else. You can't just get, like, you know, she said, why can't you just get them started on Portion Fix? They just don't deserve to, like, be in a group for free because they can't afford $160. No, like, you're providing them something, even if you make $1, whatever, off of the 10, or I don't even know. I'm not good at math. But, you know,
Exactly.
She's saying, vegan sampler pack, get something and get them trying something. Your hardest part is just getting them in the door as an initial customer.
Exactly.
And then once they can see, like, the products are legit and they are good and they have your support, then it just goes on and on and on, which, like Katie talks about all the time, is just going to build your volume too. So why not do all these little things?
Exactly. She actually said if she was a Beachbody coach, the very first thing she would sell anybody is the portion control containers. After they made that sale and she showed them how to use it through videos and automated emails, she's not going to private message every single person on how to use a portion container. She'll do it in her group, in her paid group. Then she said the second thing she'd try to sell them is the Shakeology sampler pack. Do a 5 or 7 day group on that. Then the next thing, the 14-day free trial of BOD. Then how can they not sign up for a challenge pack after that 3 weeks or whatever, right? I mean, that's just the natural progression of things. And when she said that, I was like, that's genius. But here we are sitting, like, we say no to anything. And when we could get a couple dollars for a portion container and have them as our customer. So, you know, like, even if you're talking to someone and you've talked to them for like months, and you're like, oh, this girl's totally going to order for me. And then all of a sudden one day you see her on Facebook, like taking her kids for a stroll at the beach. And you're like, what the F? She has a Shakeology. I've been talking to her for months. How does she have a Shakeology container in her hand? And you're like, but we've never, like, closed the sale, and she wasn't a customer because we never sold her anything or got her under us. She just went online and bought it. And it's been, you know, and that happens all the time. And probably half the time we don't know it because people don't understand how the business works, because we don't talk about selling and that we actually make a profit off of every single time they buy Shakeology. The one thing she doesn't talk about is how to transition those people to coaches. But I definitely think that, you know, that's something that is going to be so much more fluid with the way that she sets things up in a slow motion. But the thing is with this, it is slow. And it's going to mean people are missing success starters at the beginning. And it's going to mean that maybe people don't hit Emerald for 2 or 3 months. But I guarantee you, if the coaches and all of us on this team have the, you know, belief in this business that if we do certain things and stick it out, we will get the results in the long run. But she will flat out say that this is not a way to get it quickly. It's not. It's putting in the time and energy. And she, I think, has been doing her business for 2 years now, and is just, you know, seeing the volume, like, grow like crazy because it's caught on. But those first few years, you know, or a year or so, she was just doing the same thing, posting every day. You know, I almost meant to go back and count to see how many times she posted today. My guess was 20. And I put her notifications as see first and I kept saying to myself, I feel like I would annoy people if I posted this much. Yet every time she posts, I get so excited and I go check and see what she posted. And it's the same freaking picture. And I'm still like, oh, she worded it so differently this time. But because she doesn't give a shit if people walk out of this group because they're annoyed at all, right? She's like, yeah, fine. I'll help someone who wants to be helped. But anyways, in wrapping it up, yes, I'm obsessed with her, but that's beside the point. I think she has great points, and I think her goal of us trying to get away from direct messaging and getting rid of that slimy, gross feeling of like forcing people into challenge packs is the greatest thing she has to offer. So I'm going to be starting the program next week. I will keep everyone informed of how it goes. It's going to be a lot more detail oriented, like how to set up a landing page, a website, email marketing. I mean, email, when they just, well, I don't even know the words of anything she's doing. I have no idea what we're going to learn. So I'm pretty excited for it, but we just have to think outside the box sometimes. And, for us that have been on here, that have been a coach for a few years, it can be stagnant, and doing the same thing and not getting the same results is, the definition of insanity. So we don't want to do that. And if you feel like you've been doing the same thing for a while and it's not working, what's the worst thing that can happen if you try a different approach? The way she makes it seem is a lot less work, and people don't slip through the cracks as much. So, you got anything else, Meg?
No.
Cool. All right. Well, I'll post this recording, and if you guys have any questions, just post it in the comments of the recording, and I'll see it on both pages. But I'm more than happy to share any information I get, and see if it works and what the potential is.
If you wanna add your girls into my like Rising Stars page, because I did
Okay.
the synopsis of like the
Oh yeah, that's a good
5
one.
days. They can listen in on those.
Yeah, she did a synopsis of them though. She did better than I did.
It was just basically my non-fancy way of taking notes.
No, it was good. It was good. It was helpful. I liked it. And then I went back and watched it after.
The Rising Stars group.
Okay, perfect.
I feel like they got more out of that than they did out of me tonight. So,
No.
Thank you.
Yeah, and Stacey, did you have a question?
Yeah, just a quick question. So would you recommend, the group that was gonna wrap up now, should I just morph that into a community and be like, hey, since you guys have been so active and this is so great, like,
Totally.
let's just keep it rolling, and then just like put on my public page, hey, that group ended up going so well, we're going to keep it open, anyone who wants to jump on board now, come on in, just
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep, and keep adding content every day, and then the next time you decide to run a free group, run it within that. And who cares? It's free, so who cares if it's not like they get anything VIP for it. They can just, everyone can see it or not. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. And keep the name whatever you want. You don't have to change it every time. You don't have to change all the craziness. Keep it simple. Silly. Kiss.
Nice going.
Right. Cool. Yeah, I love that idea. Awesome. All right, guys, have a good night. Keep pushing. We got a few more days for Success Club. Good to see all your faces. It's been so long. Bye, guys.
Yeah. Bye.